Hello students, today I will discuss few applications of Newton's second law of motion of class 9th physics. First application is a cricket player lowers his hands while catching the ball. Now, according to Newton's second law of motion, we know the force F, that is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. Now, when a cricket player lowering his hands, then the time to stop the ball increases. Means the change in momentum takes place in a large time. Due to that, the force exerted on his hands that will small. While when he is taking the catch and don't lower his hands, then what happened? The force exerted on his hands that is much more, and that can injure his hands. Now, second application, the vehicles are fitted with springs or shockers. Now, the floor of any vehicle, that is four wheels, having four wheels, that is fitted with shockers or springs. You can see these are two springs. Now the floor is connected by means of these springs. Now when the vehicle is going on a rough road, say, then the force is exerted, or that jerk that is transmitted to the floor of the vehicle through these springs. And these springs now what do? They absorb the shock and they increase the time to stop that. So the force exerted on the passengers, that is small one. Next application is a person falling on a cemented floor gets injured, while a person falling on a heap of sand does not injured. Now again here what happened? A person who is falling on a cemented floor, his body when touches the ground, then the time to reduce the velocity that is very small, and so the momentum that is again very small. Now the time is small, so the force exerted on his body by the cemented floor, that is large one, and he gets injured. On the other hand, when a person is falling on a heap of sand, he is not injured, because when person falls, then what happened? The body that abruptly stopped, means the time taken to stop his body or reduce the momentum to zero is very small, and hence he is injured. He is not injured. Next is the fourth application. Huge damage to the moving train takes place when it suddenly collides with a stationary train. Now what happened? As you know, a train accident maybe in the month of 2nd June that taken place in Orissa. So what happened there at Walasore? One train, that is goods train, that was standing on its track, while the another passenger train that get derailed and run into the second track and collides with the stationary train. Now what happened? Here the retarding force to the moving train that is very large, and hence the huge damage to that moving train is there. Next is a boxer moves his head backward when his opponent blows a punch. Again same thing is there. Now there are two boxers, one is blowing a punch to the second or opponent. Then there are two cases when the player who is facing that punch, if moves backward, then what happens? He increases the time, and then the force exerted on his body that is less. On the other hand, if the player or the opponent he does not move backward, then the strike or the force of the punch that is large one. A last six, that is karate player breaks the pile of tiles or bricks with a single blow. Again, what happened when a karate player moved his hand upward and hit the pile of the tiles, then what happened? The time to stop or to decrease the momentum to zero is very small, and hence the force exerted by the hands of that player or by the karate player, that is enough to break those piles of the tiles. Thank you.